whole length of the night.
No, we're not. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick. Just
We
like the
got
incident.
to hit this Will Smith smacking fire out of Chris Rock topic. I'm gonna go first just because I'm gonna go first.
I want the black women, both of y'all, to go first.
Yeah.
Why you want us to go first, huh? What you?
I want to hear all of these.
I ain't got nothing to say.
One of the climate I'm entering into.
Right.
I'm starting my timer right now. Listen, I feel like this is a prime example of two things can be true.
Ooh,
But I do think this opened up the conversation for so many different topics that we needed to have. We didn't even know we needed to have all these conversations.
what minimum?
I think Will has been squeaky clean and he has perfected laughing through pain and uncomfortable situations. And I think that's the cause for his initial laugh. He looked over at Jada. He saw his wife was hurt. And from a child, he has used laughter as a defense mechanism, even when his dad was beating his mom. And he didn't want to continue to be that person anymore. And so he went up there. And I'm thinking that when he went up there, he didn't know what the hell he was going to do. Then, last minute, he's like, F it. Boop, smack the mess out of Chris Rock and walk back to his seat. But I don't think he could take the consequences that came with it because he's really not that guy. Now, the person that's really about that life would have smacked him and would have not apologized and would have never cared about any consequence that could have occurred. But Will ain't really that guy. I feel bad for Will because he's trying to handle his emotions, which he's never dealt with. He never dealt with emotions. He put them to the side and was about achieving. And then I feel bad for Chris Rock as well because he's been ridiculed and bullied. But then you also, two things can be true. You might be a great comedian. You might be funny. You might bring laughter to people's hearts. But sometimes when you go far, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of whatever you say.
Everybody hates Chris.
And you know, if you're bold enough to say it, you got to be bold enough to deal with the consequences of it. So I think that Will did the wrong thing for all the right reasons. And I'm cool with it because I want a man to protect me as well as my spouse. That's what I want. So I'm all right with him crossing the line every blue moon because that's not what he does. He stepped out of character, but I would want somebody to be willing to go the extra mile to protect me. That's how I feel.
Go ahead.
Leash.
Go ahead, Leash.
Leash. Go ahead, Leash. Do it.
Don't start my 2 minutes yet. Let me just process.
Let me cancel your 2. Tell me when you're done processing. And another thing. She has alopecia. Let me know when you're done processing. She has alopecia, but we don't know what else she has. That might be the thing that she put out to the world. What if she really got cancer and hasn't exposed that? We don't know how many nights she's cried. Shit, I got a bald spot in the front of my hair and I've been freaking out about it. And it's a quarter size right here. And I've been freaking out about that.
Was August contagious? Just curious. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but if she had cancer or any kind of other situation that she had, you know, we don't know how that has affected her and how many times he's had to hug and hold and console her. You ready?
I'm processing, girl.
Oh, you done processing?
Yes, girl.
Okay.
So I've been going back and forth with this all week, right? So I'm looking at it this way. No, you was wrong. You was dead wrong. This is the life that you have lived your whole life. I understand mental health. I understand all the other stuff, the buildup that you have had, but that slap sent us back like 50 years. It's so far back.
But the ratings went up.
No, but it just said black folks back so far.
The ticket sales went up too.
It just speaks to what white people feel that we are. Oh, they are violent. Did you hear all the white people that were there that said they're so traumatized? They're traumatized.
Only pies.
They're traumatized. Oh my gosh. And I'm like I told John, I'm like, they go to and they watch MMA fighting. They watch people beat the mess out of each other while they're cheering on. But somebody slapped somebody else and now you're traumatized. That's neither here
They
nor
are
there.
the serial killers.
But anyway, so I look at it this way. I hate how they portray everything. Like, what made me mad is when they were like, oh, Chris and his past and this and that, and Will and his past. These are men in a 50 year, they 50 plus years old. Why are we talking about something that happened to them so long ago? No, 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 no. If this was a pattern of behavior, then I could understand. But don't bring up something just because he had a moment. He had a moment. He had a humanizing moment. He seen somebody that he loves was hurting, and he took it out on the person that made her mad. Period. When I get my hands on a person who put their hands on my child, I'm going to do more than just slap her. I'm going to make sure that she knows and feels every bit of pain that I felt when she put her hands on my child. But it's a humanizing moment. It's just that he has had a buildup of things happen to him over the past year that have been humiliating. And now that it's coming to for his wife, okay. But my whole thing is in how we all feel about Jada now. Well, most of us. I know how some of y'all feel about her. I don't even know why he did it. I wouldn't have did it. I just sat there and kept laughing because you embarrassed this man all the time. And then like I told John, I said, watch when it's her turn to speak about what happened, she's gonna throw him under the bus, put it in reverse and run him back over because she's gonna say, oh, I didn't tell him to do that. Oh, I don't know why he did that. That was on him. And she gonna shift blame to him. I see it and hear it now. Yes, do we all want a man to, especially our Black men, stick up for us as Black women? Yes, but I would have rathered him get up there with his acceptance speech because he knew he was getting that Oscar, and at that acceptance speech,
It was an excellent
tear
movie, by
him
the way.
down and whole new one with his mind, knowledge, with everything that he knows other than putting his hands on. And you did it in a place where we just got accepted to be coming to the Oscars. We just got accepted to be able to be accepting awards and stuff.
For a
So
positive role.
right. So for it to be like that, I think he set us back. He set us so far back. And I get why he did it.
Be right. What's your thoughts?
All right. So I can walk y'all through very quickly my whole thought process with this. And it took some analysis over it took like 48 hours. So I wasn't watching the Oscars when it like at all. And then the social media exploded. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I had to like tune in, like what just happened? So of course I'm watching everything, and I watch tons of stand up. I mean, every week I watch a lot of stand up. Like it's one of those things I love doing. So for me, seeing Chris Rock like roast the audience was nothing new. In fact, it's so not new. In 1999, at the MTV Video Music Awards, like Sean Wayans does an impersonation of Chris Rock making fun of celebrities. Like that's how prominent it is. That's how much of his like to me it's nothing. So he made a reference to a '90s, movie for Jada and G.I. Jane, and I'm like, is this a joke? Like, what's the whole thing? And I already knew about Jada and her alopecia, and because I follow them too. I follow the Smith family, all of them. And, like cool. So I knew the reference of that, and I was like, it's just jokes. Like, what's the deal? And then I'm looking at the comments, talking to friends about it, and I see that Chris Rock is punching down with the black women aren't represented, and anytime that they are in a situation like this,
10 seconds.
down on. All right, 10 seconds. That shit was quick. All right, look, So at first I didn't see the big deal. I do understand the big situation with it. Will Smith, I think, could have handled it much better than he did. I give props to Chris Rock because he's so professional. He got slapped hard as fuck, and he didn't even leave his mark on the stage. Like, here's a mark. There's a mark on the stage where you gotta stand for the cameras. He didn't even move. That's perfect. He just kept on going. And the whole thing was okay. I understand being upset, but it didn't need to be handled that way. It could have been handled differently. Especially they have history. It's not like just some random thing. Like Chris Rock and Will Smith, they've known each other for years. Chris Rock was on The Fresh Prince. It's not a new thing. He could have handled that and talked to him that, hey, yo, I'm not cool with this. Even especially back in 2016, when he's going after his wife for not appearing at the Oscars, she was protesting. This is around the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. It was the whole thing. He could have handled that much differently than the whole keep my name out your damn wife, out my name out your mouth. Whatever. Could have been handled much differently. Yeah, like I understand why Will did what he did. I'm not in agreement with how he handled it. And to quote Chris Rock about OJ murdering Nicole, I'm not saying he should have did it, but I understand. Look, I get why he did it. Protect his wife. You don't want your wife hurt. It was just jokes from a comedian. And I've been telling people all week, like, if a comedian roasted me on my deathbed, making fun of everything, and I died laughing, I could think of much worse ways to die.
All right, okay, Digital, 2 minutes.
All right, I gotta preface it with this because I don't tell people often, but Will Smith is actually a distant cousin of mine. That's facts.
Can we go to his house? I want to go to his house.
I wish
house,
I had that luxury. I do not, but he is distant family. But
last name Smith.
not mine. But no. Chris Rock. Just the history of the whole, if you weren't invited to the Oscars anyway, and just the constant attacks on things. Yeah. I get it. Enough's enough. Do I feel like she's worth defending? Hell no. That's just coming from everything that she has done. Fuck her 10 ways from Sunday. I could give a shit less about that.
August did that.
Yes.
August did that already.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he did. He definitely did. He was gone till August. But either way, him slapping Chris, I mean, the whole spectacle that white people got offended and oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. First off, for me,
words were traumatized. They were traumatized.
But for me, I look at Will like this. We keep saying he's squeaky clean for the longest time. Oh, he didn't cuss in his music. Oh, he wasn't gonna do this. That's because that's what we wanted him to be. It's the same thing, and I'm gonna call it the Cosby syndrome. We didn't let Bill Cosby be human either.
Filth, Florin, filth.
We don't let these people be human beings. But even beyond this Oscar, Will Smith is the first rap artist
10 seconds.
A fucking Grammy. So fuck how they feel. The work speaks for itself. I could give a
Grammy?
fuck less if you're an actor and you're a piece of shit. Was the movie good? You did a good job. That's like saying you're a piece of shit working at McDonald's. Was my fucking burger good? As long as that shit was good, I don't give a fuck who you are.
For real.
I think that I don't hate Jada, but I think she's extremely problematic. Yeah. I feel like people go much harder on Jada than they should at times. She is problematic. I don't like her. She got like a little self-righteous thing, but I feel like people are like a little too hyped up about it. One thing we gotta express is that they both have cheated in that relationship. They both have stepped out on that relationship. And just because Jada is problematic, especially with all this with like you keep bringing up Tupac and all. He's gone like she's problematic, but she doesn't deserve to be made a spectacle of in a public platform for her hair and her health condition. Yeah. I don't care how problematic she is. I don't care how problematic. It doesn't matter. Like her health, leave her health out of it. Yeah, period. Leave her health out of it.
She didn't leave her.
Leave her health out of it. It don't matter. You still. It still don't make it. It still don't make it okay. Don't make it okay. It's okay because you don't like her.
But he said that he didn't even know that she had alopecia because she just posted that video.
It's a possibility he didn't know, but he does know the significance of black hair in the black community for black women. He made a whole movie about it.
Yes, I have.
Understandable, and I'm not arguing that fact. But I also am looking at like no celebrity has ever been. If you're there, especially sitting in the front row, there hasn't been a celebrity that has not been roasted.
But it ain't about her being roasted.
A lot of things.
It's her being celebrity. That's what happens.
It's not about her being roasted. He went too far. He went too far.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why it's not too far. Let's run down why it's
too
not
far.
Too far.
Just because you're a jokester, then I got cool with every joke you say about me. No, if you go too far, you might get smacked in the face.
But my whole thing is that you were sitting there laughing at everybody else getting roasted and joked at. But then when it comes to you personally, then now it ain't funny.
Yeah.
No. All you gotta do is
not to be
all that had to happen was they roasted him back. Like if Chris Rock say a joke, then you flip it on and make a joke about him.
No, but if you didn't like it, but if you didn't like the joke, all you had to do was say that in your acceptance speech. Like, my wife has alopecia, and there are many women around this world that have alopecia, and we didn't find the joke funny.
Even that would have been. You know what? There's a million ways
more for that.
There's a million ways that Will could have handled it, and I bet you Will knows all of them because he's been doing it for 50 years. He knows how he could have handled it better. Right. He's never stepped out like this before.
Right. So it's something that triggered him. But what I'm saying is fuck all the bullshit for a second. Let's run down Hollywood for a second, can we? Fucking Robert Downey Jr. was a crackhead and made Iron Man. Okay, this motherfucker went to jail more than a fucking little bit. How many other fucking actors have done shit that's wild as fuck? And in those moments, it is what it is, and then they make a comeback. This little fucking smack didn't set us back. I'm tired of white people thinking that it has to be this extra thing when they do more crazy shit than we do on a fucking regular. Like, white cut the shit. Pies. I don't give a fuck if Will punch Chris in the fucking face. Beat his ass on stage.
But he didn't punch him at first. That's what I thought he did do.
Right. No, he open hand. He disrespected that man.
Yeah, that was super disrespectful.
Open hand disrespect.
Look, he might have hit a little whole Batman on the way up. And just.
But hold on. Wait, I gotta ask you. It's okay. For real. I think everybody answer this.
Yeah.
If it was somebody who wasn't Chris Rock, let's say it was The Rock. Would he have gone up there?
Honestly, no. And here's what I want people to stop doing. I want people to stop playing that bitch. Stop doing that because you don't know.
Because when you in that,
what the fuck would you say then?
Because but look, when you're in that moment, especially you think of a bullied kid, and you're in that moment, you know what? I'm never going to deal with this again. You're never going to touch me again. I don't care how big you are. I don't care what happens. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care. You're never going to do this to me again. It could have been The Rock. It could have been when he's in that headspace. When he's in that headspace of a breaking point, he's trying to. He's in that breaking. He's not thinking rationally.
Because that's the problem with black people.
Second guess moment. That second guess moment didn't happen.
That's the problem with black people. Y'all think that shit's funny till it happens, and y'all go, "Oh shit, I didn't think he would have did that." Stop that bullshit. Cut that shit the fuck out. And that goes for every black person, anybody who watches this. Cut that corny shit out. It could have been The Rock, Ving Rhames, any big black bulky, bald head, bingo Negro. It
I would never
matter.
cut that out because there are people who do that bitch move. You will go after somebody else knowing that
everybody always wants to play that.
Yeah, but that's a person who's. But
that's not cut the bullshit out.
But look, that's a person that's processing. Listen, that's a person that's processing and weighing all their options. Will wasn't processing and weighing all his options. We know he wasn't because he wouldn't have went up at the Oscars when he's about to win the biggest award of the night to go. He was not thinking clearly.
I know he was processing because he took his sweet time walking up there.
No, he wasn't processing. He knew he had to do something. He had to do something.
He knew that Chris Rock was tinier than him. He could have did.
You think he sat there and thought it through? If he thought it through, went on stage. He's never went on stage at an award show and smacked anybody before. So why would he think it through and think it was an okay situation to do? He didn't think it through. It was impulse.
Until Jada said it wasn't.
It was impulsive.
I'll give you a moment of honesty on my part, though.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what any of them celebrities do because they don't put money in my pocket.
I mean, that's very true. But look at it from
I have a serious question.
I laugh again. I laugh every time.
Looking at it from the mental standpoint,
you look dumb. You like, I'm sorry.
No, man, once he calmed down, he's like, oh, God.
I got a serious question for y'all.
I laughed and I thought it was funny.
Hold on.
A lot of people say, oh, cut it out. That ain't funny. Don't do that. That ain't funny. Oh no, hell yeah, that was funny. That was funny because you look down.
Here's my thing.
Stupid.
I'm gonna show you how you can walk and be calm and still fuck somebody up. And this is coming from personal experience because this is shit that I actually do. I'm not scared to go to jail. I'm not scared of the fucking police. But shit I did in high school, real shit. You can have a rip session. I had one rule: don't touch me. Somebody crossed that line. And I beat him damn near to death with a desk in Penn Hills High School. Ask about me. That's real. I was walking fine, but wasn't there. I don't play that shit. I don't give a fuck who you think you are. Big, small, little, whatever the fuck you think. I'm coming at you.
That's you, though.
So here's my thing. So in that moment, you can't say that he was thinking clear. We want to assume that.
We always
for all the pent up shit that he's held in, you
for years,
right? Like and Chris Rock was not the target of that.
I'm a factual person. You had
Chris
to think
Rock
it
did
through.
not make.
No, I don't think he thought it through. Not with a clear mind, because it's scientific. It's scientific that the angrier you get, it's scientific.
Her not laughing.
Yeah, but look.
Oh damn! I have got to do something.
It's scientific
I got up.
It's scientific though that the angrier you are, the more heightened you are, the dumber you are because your brain ain't even working properly.
If he got up when he initially said it, if he just would have got up and ran up there.
But remember how he deals with. We got to remember how he deals with conflict for himself. He does not deal with it.
I don't know that. I'm just going off facts.
You go off of all the years that we've seen him. He does not. He laughs and jokes it off, even if it hurts.
But he
said that in his book.
Until he looked at her. Until he looked at her.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make, Alicia.
And it could be the truth.
He looked at her. He saw she was upset. This is like, oh shoot.
That she was upset.
No, this is what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm saying. He saw she was upset. Oh shoot, I can't do this anymore. Now I got to do something.
As an impulsive person that I am,
as
soon as a joke would have came out that I didn't like, I'm punching you.
But that's your defense
straight for the punch.
Leash, that's your automatic defense mechanism. Your defense mechanism is to fight back. That's not his defense mechanism. He's not set up like that.
Serious question time. You ready for this?
Look, like I said, ain't none of them paying my bills. Haha, it was funny. Now you got to pay for the consequences of it. And
but he's not paying for anything. Even if he lost the Oscar, who gives a shit? It's still there. We still know it exists. it's irrelevant to their scheme of entertainment anyway. I'm tired of having a bow to their establishments. Fuck them.
So what question is it, B Mike?
But go ahead.
All right, I got a serious question because this is where, because I had discussions all day about this thing because it was all over the place because it was not, you couldn't escape, and there were so many women that were like, I want my man to have more Will Smith moments. And what Will Smith was doing was spectacular, and that's how it should be. But no one was talking about the repercussions of someone who is not Will Smith, who doesn't have his fame, resources, if they were to do the same thing. If you were to have someone say something, comedian make a joke or whatever, you are encouraging your man to go up and, even if it's simple assault, it's technically a misdemeanor. It wasn't, assault with a deadly weapon or none of that. Simple assault. Whether it's Pennsylvania or California, even in California, it's 6 months plus a fine. And 6 months in jail was a fine. In Pennsylvania, is 1 to 2 years plus.
What's the question, Brandon?
The question is spending the potential of spending 2 years in jail plus the fine plus possibly a lawsuit or court mandated anger management.
What he's trying to ask is
service.
Do you want you want your man to go ahead and do that,
is it worth
knowing that there's going to be consequences?
So
here's my answer.
It's a bad joke. The question is, a comedian makes a joke, and you're a man, whether he gets a bad public defender or a crappy judge, he ends up in 2 years in jail, a lawsuit, and fine. That's worth some comedian who made a bad joke about it.
Can I answer?
Go ahead. Tell me how that's equivalent and how that's the right thing to do.
What I want is my man to defend and avenge me. I do want that when things are going too far. If he feels a need to smack a nigga, then I'm on board with it. Will I be encouraging?
Don't stop him. Send his ass to jail.
Let me finish. I don't know that he's gonna smack a nigga. This is what gets on my nerves about this.
You don't know your nigga. Like, that's it. You know that face. There's a face that
Let me finish.
When they get up.
Let me finish.
Let him do it.
I would not
let me finish.
From this moment. Go ahead.
First off, what gets on my nerves is people are blaming Jada for this grown man standing up and going up and smacking him when he's never done that. When he's never done that before.
I never blamed her.
She didn't know he was gonna smack him. None of us knew that. I don't even believe that Will knew what he was gonna do till he did it.
She don't know him.
So no, you can't say that because this is out of character for him. So what I'm saying is, I don't know that my man's gonna get up and do this. Now, if I know my man, and I'm like, I know he could get violent, I'm gonna be like, babe, please.
I'm not going to let.
I can prove the opposite.
Because I don't know. If I don't know, I don't know. I don't know how. Might not know how far he gonna go.
I know.
I can prove the opposite right now.
Will ain't never got on stage and smacked nobody before.
I can prove the opposite right now. Sherelle. All right, just for a matter of clarification, am I your boyfriend or your husband?
No.
All right. If some guy was there talking, you see me grab a beer bottle.
I'm not gonna think anything because I've never seen you do anything with a beer bottle.
Hold on. You see me grab it in a way that's not conducive to drinking it.
If you grab a beer bottle and you start walking up to him, and I'm there and I can stop you, I'm gonna be like, babe,
what are you
no.
gonna think?
I'm gonna be like, babe, no. Now,
the reason why I say this is because I've been in that situation.
Wait, you said grab a weapon, grab the beer bottle. This man did not do that. How many times has Will Smith walked onto a stage? How many times has Will Smith? How many times?
Zero.
How many times has Will Smith stood up and walked? He moves how he wants to move in Hollywood.
He moves where he's the right.
No, that's not true. If he wanted to get up and go, he wanted to get up and get on the
ever stepped up on stage where he was.
If he wanted to get up and walk on a stage, he's Will freaking Smith, and he can do that. And nobody's gonna think he's gonna be violent until the day he did.
I knew it was happening when he walked up on the stage.
You know he was gonna hit that man. Now stop it, because we never seen him do that.
Nope.
So you just anticipated this man who's never been violent to get up and sucker punch or
to be married to somebody and not know that this is abnormal behavior.
We know it's abnormal, but I don't know. I wouldn't if I was Jada in that moment.
It's abnormal.
If I was Jada in that moment, if I was Jada in that moment, I'm thinking he's gonna get up and say something. Because as a viewer, knowing the Will Smith we've seen for all these years,
when I watched that, I knew what was coming. I
didn't know that was coming because the rest of the world wouldn't have been shocked. Ain't no way you knew that was coming. It's out of character.
As the rest of y'all was shocked, I knew what was coming.
So you know that any person that just was not violent ever is walking up to be violent.
I'm expect if you're walking up on stage unscripted, which it was obvious he wasn't, because Chris Rock's like looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing?
We knew he was gonna confront it. We did not know that he was gonna pimp smack a nigga.
Yo, she didn't even try to attempt to say, hey.
Why would she? She didn't know he was gonna go that far. It would be different if it's Suge Knight walking up there. We know what he gonna do.
Can I say this though? Like everybody wants to jump all over Will, but does anybody know that he made up that joke on his own? That was not scripted in. It's like
You're right. It's just a joke.
No, jokes are scripted in.
Life and death is in the power of the tongue. We already know that. So the words hurt just as much as the slap for some people.
Chris Rock said about whatever.
Here's the thing. We got to stop acting like, we know that you can say whatever you want to, but there's consequences to saying it. It's the same thing. There's consequences to physicality. So if you say something, you also can't expect my reaction. You got to just accept whichever way it goes.
But wait. My question is this. Why not just come back with a harder joke?
Because I might hit harder than your joke. And that's how I feel about it. If I want to,
hit harder mentally, like
see, this is the problem. No, this is the problem.
Yo, mama jokes, like come back with a better yo mama joke.
We have gotten away from consequences. See, people get to run their mouth a lot, and this is what happened with Twitter fingers and social media. Because when we were kids, if you
come back with a harder joke,
see me outside.
Jokes aren't hard to come up with.
No, when we were kids, you had to see me outside if you talk spicy. Stop.
Yo, if you talk spicy, I'll talk spicier. I got them your mama jokes.
We all know. We know can sit down and think of another way to handle it. We know he can. We know we've seen him do it on multiple occasions.
But at the same time, I'm gonna tell you right now.
We're as a human.
Right now, the people that have challenged me.
When we put kids in the corner and there's no physical discipline anymore and all this stuff, and now physicality happens and everybody wants to play shocked. No, we're human.
I don't play shocked.
Everybody wanted to play shocked. Oh my gosh, violence is never okay. Violence is the answer sometimes. I'm an avid Malcolm X person.
Here's the answer.
By any means motherfucking necessary.
Maybe my perspective is different because I'm a 6'4", very big, strong, heavy dude, apparently. Mm-hmm. Anytime I've ever been physically challenged, I've come out on top so far. Luckily, whatever. Even when I was a kid, I had a guy, Jamar Plummer, was a good friend of mine. He hit me in the back of the head with a baseball. I choked the shit out of him in the library element. He was purple. He was a light-skinned dude. I choked the fuck out of him. Mm-hmm. Cool. That was the response for that. You attack me physically, I'm going to do this. You say some shit, I'm going to respond with that shit. I'm going to make you feel worse than what you fucking said. If a comedian comes at me, I'm ready for it. I'm not gonna attack you because you said some shit. They're fucking words. You manipulated the air to make some words come through. I'm not flipping out about that. I'll make fun of your mom.
You're talking in a sober mind, in a calm, sober mind state of what you potentially will do. We're not talking about a calm, sober mindset. We're talking about a trauma response.
Yo, I was that
we not talking about
untraumatic. That was
what?
Traumatic. Man, it hurt right here. It hit me.
But you don't know what it's like to be a black female and lose her hair, and you're in the public eye.
You know what? You're right. I don't. But you know what though? The health problems I have now, and this is what I've said too. The health problems I have now. Me, my friends, my coworkers, we joke nonstop about that shit, and guarantee the shit I got now is going to end my life early. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Women are particular about what we joke about with one another because we are extremely sensitive. Extremely.
You want to joke about it? Let's joke about it.
How many jokes Will took on the chin? How many times did they call him effeminate? How many times did they attack everything about what he does and what he represents?
If you're going to be a celebrity, that's what comes with it.
No. I'm a man before I'm a celebrity. Okay, I'm a man before I'm my job.
So I got a question for the married folks because we got 3 people on this podcast right now who either are married or have been married.
Yeah.
And if somebody is ridiculing your spouse and has done it more than once in a public platform, and you see that your spouse is clearly bothered by it, they're not there. You look over and you see that your spouse is clearly like hurt by it. Are you gonna do anything? Leash.
I don't have to look over at my spouse. If I feel that shit was ignorant, I'm going to address it. I don't got to look over at them to say anything. I am going to address it the moment that it comes out your mouth. That's how impulsive I am. If I hear you talking shit on my husband and I'm sitting there, I don't have to look at him to get clarification if he's upset or not. I'm mad, so I'm going to address it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't come for me. Don't come for mine.
It's the same way. Like,
I'm not looking at you. I'm not going to get confirmation that I need you to tell me.
The clap back is real. I'm ready for the clap back. I'm ready. Yo, let's clap it back. I don't gotta beat you down. I'm about to clap it back anyway.
You don't necessarily gotta be a beat down though. I want to make sure that when I say I want somebody to defend me and is willing to go above and beyond every blue moon, I don't mean he got to pimp smack somebody.
Here's the thing though, Leash, and joke wise, I can hang with the best of them. I used to throw jokes all the time. I'm great, but I'm also to a point in my life where, you know what, jokes are cool, but as a man, you're gonna respect it because everybody got too comfortable with just talking. See, jokes is jokes, and that's all well and good, but when you get comfortable to the point where it is super disrespectful because you think nothing can happen to you, that changes the game. And like Leash was saying, mine ain't gotta look at me to do a damn thing. I'm getting up and I'm punching you in your shit. I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1", 250. I'm beating your ass. I'm solid as a brick, and I'm beating your ass.
Be Mike.
Try.
Listen, when I tell you,
that shit.
Listen, when I tell you I got the track record for it, I'm doing
it.
I'm just telling you.
I have a question for you. I got a question for you. It's okay.
Wait, B Mike, I ain't hear what you said you was gonna do.
For me,
your girlfriend.
My first response. Always, I got the clap back for you. We're gonna go ahead with that Thanksgiving clap back. I'm gonna talk about you worse than you ever been talked about before. In fact, I'm gonna get me and my crew. We're gonna do the whole how high, like yo, get them. I'm gonna go on it. We're gonna do 5-10 jokes in a row. We're gonna keep it going. That to me is my response. If I have to physically get involved and black out on somebody, this is my issue. There's no, and again, this is why my significant other, ex-wife, girlfriends in the past, they have always stopped me. They have always stopped. And I appreciate this because I'd be talking you off from jail. There is no in between. There's 1 and there's 10. It takes me a lot to get to 10. but there's 1 in 10. There's 1 in 11. Like, if I get to the point where I'm doing this, which has been rare, but it has happened, there's not a lot of stopping me from doing that. But if I'm going to clap back at you, it's going to be verbal and it's going to be creative and it's going to be that thing. Like, I'm not going to flip out all the time because you said something, because I'm going to come back with you something more creative than that. And to me, that's where, it is. Like, anyone can attack somebody physically. That to me is a toddler response, because
See, I
that's
don't know how y'all men feel, but as a female, like, it's different because I know how it is out here for black
yeah,
men. I mean, not personally, but what I'm
yeah. To
saying is
me, I can
that, like,
attack
I
anybody.
will
Yeah, I
pop
can
up and
attack
say
anybody.
something for him and he gets mad at me, but I'll do it because if anything happens in turn, like, I'm less likely to get in trouble as a
You're
female
right.
than
You're
you
right. So,
are
which
as
is
a
why
black
I
man. So
expected
I jump up
Jada
in
to stop
protection.
him. You are
Right.
correct.
Expect
I
Jada
would
to stop
love to
him.
have,
I don't believe that Jada knew what he was gonna do, how far he was gonna
because
go.
she doesn't know her husband.
Right.
I don't even
So if my husband would have got up, I'd have been right behind him, like, oh hell no.
Yo,
Right.
Will.
I know
she
where
I
she's
doesn't
don't
going
know
with
believe
her
this.
Time with
husband.
follow ups.
believe that
You
either.
gotta
I don't
follow
believe
up.
it's just she don't know her husband. Maybe
She
it's
don't.
let me finish. Maybe it's the exact
Speaking of
opposite.
August,
Maybe it's the exact opposite. Maybe she's like,
Dynamic is up.
I know my
I know
husband. He's
where it's
not
headed
going
because
too
both of
far.
them
He
talking
laughs
like that.
everything off. It could be the exact opposite.
So you thought you was going up there to have a conversation?
She knows
yeah, right.
him.
He'll have a
Going up
civil
there to talk?
conversation.
We
He
dusting
walked
the
on
floor.
stage in front of live TV to have a positive,
Talking?
uplifting conversation.
Right. We ain't
Bullshit.
talking.
In their relationship, she's the one. She's the hot one. She's the hot-headed one. Not him.
Talking at that
Not
point
even
if I
married.
had
She
to
ain't
get
got
up.
any hair on her head.
I don't know, but final thoughts on any of the topics we offer here at 10:30.
But yeah, final topic is this, man. I understand why Will did what he did. Not the best way to handle it. At the same time, yo, Chris Rock is a comedian who's been making fun of celebrities for forever. Like, I don't understand y'all expect him to do daily anything differently than what he's always been doing for the past 30 years. There's nothing off limits. I joke about everything. I joke about my father's death. I joke about my health
They
issues,
got
my potential
sensitive
death.
nowadays. We
To
might.
me, there's nothing off limits. You gonna make a joke. I'd rather laugh through the pain than be serious all the time. Cool. The
They're
G.I. Jane
sensitive
joke,
now.
I understand him punching down. I understand Will Smith being upset because Jada was upset defending your woman. There was a better way to handle that in the moment. He apologized for it because he understands that I wish the whole thing didn't happen because it's not positive for any of the people involved. That's where I'm at with it.
Okay, final. I was about to say final digital. Final
Final
thought.
digital.
Nah, just with everything, whether it's understanding the appropriate time to know something, understanding the appropriate time to act, with everything, there is always a time and place for it, but you have to be accountable for every action, whether it's verbal, physical, or what have you. And I really do just feel like societally we've gotten super soft, all around,
Baby shit.
and no one can handle anything. I mean, when we were kids, we had to see each other outside. We scraped a knee, hand, arm, whatever, we get hurt, we got back up, we fought. It was, whatever. And it wasn't made such a spectacle. Nowadays, physicality is like, oh my gosh, I'm so shocked. Why would he do that? Physical is not good in any terms. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Historically, it is. It's literally nature. And we're
We're
going to stop.
literally in war.
Right. So
I know.
stop acting like it's not natural. The fact that you try to deflect it and make it this negative thing shows that you aren't civilized at all, and you really don't get that there's a time and place for it. And defending honor and whatever. People used to have duels. They would shoot each other. Like, a slap is the last thing you have to worry about. So,
shit.
defending Jada in her previous action, would you say?
Baby shit. This society is soft as
Right.
baby shit.
And that's the problem. Everybody is so afraid. And even like D, like, I don't like getting angry because I am going in. You're not walking away breathing. That's where I'm at. And I struggle with that. That's why a lot of people don't let me fight. Because I do know what I'm capable of and how far I'm willing to go. I'll put you in the trunk of a car. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Alicia.
So it's stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean,
final thoughts, Alicia.
Shout out to my man Chris Rock for not reacting, because if it was me, we would have been fighting up on that damn stage. I'm sorry.
He didn't even leave his spot. Like the whole mark. He
Shit out of me. And as embarrassed as I would have been, I would have tried to rip your head off. Like, I'd have been so mad. So shout out to my boy Chris Rock for not reacting, because
I would have pushed him on his way back to the seat. He'd have fell off the stage, but something would have happened.
It would have been something way different if it was somebody else up there. So just saying, shout out to my man on that. This whole thing with Will Smith and Chris Rock, I'm honestly just so over it. Like, I'm so over hearing about it and what could have been, what could have had done, and whatever. We all react. We all have our buttons that get pushed, and so times it happens. I'm sick of these white celebrities keep talking about how traumatized they are. Get out of here with all that nonsense, yo. They crack me up. They act like they ain't never seen a fight. Anyways, also to the other topics that we had, we all have the whole thing with the men playing women's sports. Like, our society is going, and I don't like where it's going. This is going left. It's going all the way left.
This is mild compared to human history. So.
And then with white people wanting to have black babies, like, without having the black person, like, it's just this society.
Like, I seriously wanted to have kids, but now I'm scared to bring a child into this trifling world. Like, I'm terrified to bring a child into this trifling world.
It's no more scarier than it used to be.
Man, yeah, it's different. It's different every generation. Final thoughts for me. When it comes to turning red, watch it for yourself or watch it with your kid. Preferably for yourself first, and then decide if that how it is for your child and where they are maturity level wise. Hi, baby girl. That's your twin. Goodness gracious. When it comes to Will Smith, I mean, like I said, if you can dish it, you better be able to take it. And like I said, I want a spouse that will be willing to protect me and avenge me. Jail. I ain't say go to jail. I didn't say that.
Because he assaulted Chris Rock.
I didn't say
him to go to jail.
That's not what I just said, though. I want a spouse that's willing to protect me and avenge me when necessary. Because it ain't always necessary for somebody else to get involved either. And like I said, do I think he went too far? Yeah. But do I understand it? Yeah, and I'm all right with it. Because I've given him a pass. I feel like he needed to get that off his chest. But kudos to Chris Rock. Chris Rock's ticket sales are going through the roof, and he did handle that in the most professional way ever. Even the jokes after he said it was funny. Like, I felt like there was a boatload of emotions during that moment. People are like, well, why did they laugh on this part? Well, why did they laugh at this? Well, they wasn't that mad. I feel like it was everything. It's anger, it's comedy, it's uncomfortability, it's a boatload of emotions all coming together, and you don't know what to do.
Who wants to spend the entire life not laughing?
I don't think every joke is funny, and I don't think just because you're a comedian, you just get to say whatever you want to everybody. And everybody got to just be cool with it.
Yeah, because I want to die saying I didn't laugh. I laughed too much when I died. I laughed way too much.
Hey.